This is Time Out with Planet Shapers. We share big ideas, inspirational insights, and practical knowledge to sustainably transform the commercial, residential, and public sector built environment.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are chatting to Donnè Atkinson, who is a training manager at Green Building Council South Africa. So Donnè, Green Building Council South Africa has introduced tiers to the AP ratings given to professionals who are accredited with the GBCSA to work on Green Star or Net Zero projects. Please, could you tell us more about the AP tiering?
Sure. So perhaps a little bit of history would be useful. The accredited professional program was introduced back in 2008, so it's a good long while ago. And in between then and now, we've had almost 2,000 professionals register as an accredited professional across various different tool types. And what we found is that within that pool of accredited professionals that we have registered, there's a very diverse range of professional backgrounds, levels of experience, and also both within their own professions, but also within the application of the actual tools to projects. And we wanted to introduce a way of acknowledging those professionals, those accredited professionals that really are working at the coalface with the tools and are keeping up to date with developments within industry from the larger pool of accredited professionals, if that makes sense. So, just recognizing those that really know their stuff and our experience and skills, and separating those out from the larger pool of accredited professionals. And the purpose of doing that is both to recognize those individuals, but also to give the market a better indication of who they might select in order to use, who they might appoint to their project, so that they're getting people that really know what they're doing. So it's both protecting the market and the tools themselves, as well as acknowledging the individuals who are putting in the time and keeping up to date with industry.
That sounds really amazing. How many tiers are there?
So there are 3 tiers. We've moved from the one that, initially there was only an accredited professional, and what we've done is introduced 2 levels, one below and one above the accredited professional. The one below the accredited professional recognizes students, so those that have no professional experience but are very close to being qualified as within their own profession, so whether it's an architect or an engineer or a property professional. They don't have industry experience, but they've been through a special program designed by the Green Building Council for students to be introduced to all of the rating tools. And what this then does is both gives the students an opportunity to get on board and familiarize themselves with the certification landscape in the country, and also gives them a bit of a leg up. So, they then are exposed to part of the program that they'll complete once they've got some experience in industry. And then there's the accredited professional level, which is the level that everyone kind of enters into once they have completed their accredited professional program of their choice. And at the point of registration, you're essentially issued with 5 points, which are then valid for that particular year. And then the new level above that is the accredited professional plus, or accredited professional practitioner level, which recognizes those that are very active as accredited professionals. And we measure activity through attendance of Green Building Council events, member events and convention. We also measure whether someone's been involved in the certification of a project or the assessment or moderation of a project, or if the accredited professional's been helped with the training, they're all acknowledged for all those activities. And each of the activities are give you a number of points. And once you reach 10 points, then you jump up a level to accredited professional practitioner. It's a dynamic kind of situation. So if you keep active, you retain your level as a practitioner. And if you're less active, you'll move back down to an accredited professional level. So yeah, it's kind of dynamic moves between the two levels. And we expect the people sitting at the practitioner level to be a relatively small pool of people, and the bulk of people will remain on the AP level.
So it seems like professionalization has really become important to the GBCSA.
Yes, that's true, and I think that another thing that we've introduced with these changes to the accredited professional program is we've introduced a minimum requirement in terms of qualification or number of years of experience in industry as an entry level, as well as at the point of qualification as an accredited professional, you'd be required to sign an accredited professional agreement, which essentially promises a certain level of performance and ethical behavior related to the industry. So we really try to take it up a notch, and I suppose to make the accreditation more valuable both to the individual as well as to the industry as a whole.
Yes, absolutely. So the AP plays a very important role in the green building industry. What would be the benefits to the individual becoming an AP?
Well, I think that I suppose there are two kind of major ones for me. The first is that through going through the accredited professional program or various programs, one is exposed to the certification process, so the green building certification process, as well as the sort of framework that the rating tools provide in terms of thinking about how buildings impact on their natural environment. So it's exposing the professional to the to green building thinking and giving it giving those people a tool with which to think through how one might conceive a new building or adjust and adapt an existing building to perform better over time against environmental impact areas. But then from a more sort of base level, I guess it's the accreditation is an opportunity for the professional to distinguish yourself from others of the same profession. So if you're an architect and you're wanting to set yourselves apart from other architects in a particular area, this is one way that you can do that. Adding to your CV and demonstrating that you've got a level of understanding of green buildings that perhaps your contemporaries don't have. And whether it's architect or quantity surveyor or whatever profession it is.
It all sounds very exciting.
Green building is really where the future is, and
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a way to demonstrate that you're sort of on top of the way that the industry is moving.
Yes. What are the steps that one needs to take to become an AP? If I'm a student, I'm studying quantity surveying, I'm studying architecture, how do I become involved, become an AP? Or if I'm already in the industry working, where do I go? How do I find the information and see, do I have the right qualification? Am I following the right career path, etc.?
Mm-hmm. So a very good place to start is to go to the Green Building Council website and head to the education tab, and there you'll see a page called AP Tiering, which will give you a whole breakdown of the accredited professional programs and how they work. From there, you can download a really useful document, which is called the AP Protocol document, which outlines the structure of the AP tiering program, the requirements in terms of professional qualification or number of years experience, and the process to become an accredited professional. Also, what's critical is to, in selecting what type of accredited professional to become, which is always an interesting starting point for many, is like, should I be doing an interior program or the existing building performance program? Where should I start? If you're a student, it's probably best to think through, where in industry do I see myself working? Do I see myself working in the design and construction of new buildings, or will I be more likely to be working with existing buildings? And that will then help you to decide which rating tool is the best one to become an accredited professional in. Of course, some people are aiming to be green building consultants, in which case it would probably be useful to expose yourself to all the different tools.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on that you feel is important that we need to mention to our audience?
Well, yeah, a question that I had a little bit earlier today was, if I become an accredited professional and I don't manage to maintain my status as an accredited professional, what happens? Do I lose that status, or, and if I do lose it, how do I get it back? And quite simply, the answer to that is that on qualification, you'll be issued with a 5-point score, which essentially gives you a 12-month grace period. During those 12 months, you'll be able to, become involved in industry in whichever way possible. So whether it's attendance of events or involvement in projects or whatever it might be. If you aren't able to score your 5 points in those 12 months, then essentially you become a dormant AP. And so that doesn't mean that you then have to redo the training and re-qualify. It just means that you'll be waiting in the dormant pool until such time that you're able to assemble the right number of points to keep you, to bounce you back up to accredited professional status.
And that's important, because it's not always within your own, in your hands if something happens. Someone might be ill and they won't be able to work for a while.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Where this would come in. Yes.
Yeah, people go on maternity leave, or they take sabbaticals, or whatever it wanted to, whatever sort of happens in life circumstances, and we didn't want to make it arduous in terms of that it's a sort of heavy, stressful thing that you have to keep watching. And the other thing that we really wanted to do, which I think I'm very proud that we managed to kind of pull off, is that many of the professionals have to maintain their status as an architect or a quantity surveyor or whatever it is through a CPD program, so a continued professional development program, which means that every 5 years you've got to submit a whole lot of evidence as to all the activities that you've been involved in. It's like admin intensive and a real stress and pain for honestly for many professions. And we didn't want to add another layer of that sort of administrative burden, because many of our accredited professionals are already recognized as an architect or whatever it might be. So what we managed to do is to integrate it into our system, so that the activities are measured automatically through our system. So your dashboard on the GBCSA's website is essentially where all the information would be recorded, from attendance of events to serving as a moderator or an assessor on a project to being a support accredited professional, on certification of a project. It's all captured within our system, and the points are automatically allocated to your profile. So there's really, apart from keeping active and staying involved, there's really nothing. There's no sort of administrative burden around maintaining your status.
And that's always a positive.
Which I think is a real plus.
Well, Donnè, thank you very much for your time today. We do appreciate it, and I hope to be speaking to you soon.
Sure. And if for all those who are interested in the accredited professional, both for those who are already APs and wanting to learn more, please do go and have a look at our website and download that protocol document and give it a read. We're also going to be having some events in the next month or so that you're welcome to attend, and you can ask all kinds of questions of our team and chat to other APs about what this whole new system is about and how it's going to impact on you. And if you're not an accredited professional, just go and take a look at our website and give the various programs a bit of a read, and sign up. It's always worthwhile buying the full package, so the workshop, online course, and exam all at once, because it's very much discounted price-wise if you do it that way. Mm-hmm. And join the family. Essentially, it's we really consider our accredited professionals to be our extended team, because it's them that are at the coalface of actually designing and delivering green buildings. So they're a valuable part of the movement.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Donnè.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This was Time Out with Planet Shapers. Make sure you visit the Green Building Council South Africa website to find out more about membership, training and events. The GBCSA works with our membership community to champion a collective cause to accelerate the development and adoption of best green building practices so that all buildings are designed, built and operated in an environmentally sustainable way.